Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is December 7th, 2023, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching oil tanking below $70 a barrel. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. So as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the Japanese yen strengthens while we're watching the euro bounce. Now looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ retraced. Now looking at commodities, gold remained unchanged while oil's selling off. And as we look at the stocks, most of the stocks retreated. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin unchanged and holding on to its gains. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First, starting out with the Japanese yen and a nice move downwards versus the dollar. This is significant because it's about 600 pips away from its all-time highs, lows really versus the dollar. So a major correction for the Japanese yen, getting much stronger at 145 right now. And we are in supportish area. So as long as we stay this area, we may see a bounce. But if we don't, we may see it correcting further down. Maybe even once it breaks that, then it could go down to 140-ish levels. That's another 500 pips on the downside. Now looking at the euro, a little bit of a bounce here, not much, but that was close to our 50% retracement, a 107.30-ish level. We were at 107.79-ish level. So, I mean, let's see how far it bounces, okay? This is going to be a telltale sign to see if it's really gotten stronger, or is it something that just was a push up and then just a correctional move and we're just going to settle somewhere around where we are right now? That's the question to be asked. GBP USD not doing much here. Also, just a slight bounce, but again, not a big deal. We're still in a downwards momentum. Question is whether or not it's going to be sustainable or we're going to just see ourselves trading sideways. Now jumping into the commodities. Gold remained pretty much unchanged day to day, 2030. If we look at a daily chart, you could see it just gaining just a little bit. If we look at crude oil, pushing below $70 a barrel. Now we're looking at a weekly, and this is really important because we're on our 200-day moving average, which is a really important average. So if we look at a 4-hour chart, let's look at a daily. We still have $68 to be our support level, so just keep that in mind. But we did break that 72, and we broke it with some momentum. So keep this in mind. If we break this 68-ish level and we cross over the 200-day moving average and we close over the 200-day moving average, we could see it further decline. Now jumping into the stocks. Now we saw a sell-off almost across the board, okay? Yesterday, just really most of the stocks selling off. Apple retracing, okay? If we look at ALCOA, also retracing on the downside. So it was a correctional move. It was I think profit taking more than anything else, okay, but nothing really to write home about. I mean, JP Morgan has been relatively still strong, okay? It did sell off, but it's relatively been very strong in this type of environment. So it's kind of interesting that we're in the end of the first week of December. We've got still 3 weeks. Are we going to get that rally? We may, okay? So keep that in mind as that still continues and that still envelops this week. Now let's just jump lastly into Bitcoin, as that is something that's really been in play. Now, we are unchanged right now. Remember, this is still Bitcoin. So we go, we stop, we pause a little bit, we consolidate, and then we go higher or we go lower. But just realize what type of environment you're in. Are we going up? Are we consolidated? Or are we going down? Those are your three options. And that's exactly what we're at right now. We're consolidating. So keep that in mind. If you see some momentum, you see it start going off, maybe it'll be a decent play. It's more of a market action play. It's more of a scalping kind of play than as opposed to holding it and seeing how it's going to unfold. So keep that in mind as well. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.